Hello, welcome to People in Perspective. I'm Lexi DiNatale, and my guest for this edition is Berwyn School substitute teacher Adele DiNatale. Thank you for coming on the show. I would like to start off is why did you want to become a teacher in the first place?
Okay, well, you have to realize that this was in the 60s. And at that point, there were not that many choices. It was teaching, secretarial, some dental hygienist, those kinds of things. It was a little bit before the computers came in. So for me, the best idea, I thought, would be to work for a teaching degree.
Was it stressful, like going through college and getting a teaching degree?
It wasn't stressful, but again, it was a different time. And most of us worked and went to school. So we did not go away to school. Most of my friends and I went to commuter school, which was DePaul University in the city. And we would just go to school and then go to our jobs. I can't say it was stressful. I always loved school.
When you're teaching, do you have any difficulties like making curriculum or anything? Was that ever a problem for you?
Well, actually, I only taught a short time, and it was foreign language. And then Grandpa and I, had a very large family. So I was really home for many years. And then when your youngest uncle was in 6th grade, which was actually over 20 years ago, I thought I would go back maybe a day or two and see if I liked it. So I went over to Berwyn and told the superintendent that I would like to sub. And he said, oh, his wife did the same thing. And he took me on as a sub. And I've been there 22 years.
When I'm in school, I notice that the subs don't really get much respect. Do you get respect from the kids?
I have to say I've had very good experience. Not the first couple of years. I've had the wave. Do you know what the wave is, Lex?
No.
No? You know, when the kids get up and down the wave like at a football game? I've had that happen. But got my bearings and learned how to handle things. And I have to say most days are just fine.
Did the teachers, I know before they did usually just give out assignments like papers, but now teachers kind of give out full curriculum, or sometimes they give you quizzes. Do they do that at your district?
Yes. I have to say every day I have gone, there has been a program for the day. Sometimes it's just a continuum of what they've started a day earlier. Sometimes it's a whole new project. Sometimes it is a test, which is nice. A test is nice for a sub because I will be happy to correct them during the periods. Now everything is on the computer. So most of the days I go, there's a huge project, and I just make sure they're on task and not on Facebook or on YouTube.
Yeah. So the kids, if they have a project, do they know what they're doing all the time? Because sometimes they have really stupid questions about what they're going to be doing.
Yes, they don't always know. Sometimes we ask another student, we pair up. Often if it's curriculum based, I know the answer to that, and I'm happy to help them with that. We usually have a very fine day.
Do you have any kids that you particularly like subbing?
Well, I have done quite a bit of subbing with the special ed, the special needs actually. Actually, funny story on that one is one day I went in to help for 3 days in one particular class, and I was there for 2 years because their teacher was ill and they never hired a new teacher. So I was actually the special ed teacher for 2 entire years.
Is teaching special ed hard? It's different than teaching a kid?
Oh, it's extremely hard. It's extremely hard. It's a whole different curriculum. It's so much repetition. But in special needs areas, you have such wonderful teaching assistants that they make your day a joy. They know exactly what needs to be done. And my job was just to come up with new little projects for them, and then they would help us. And we always are just fine together.
I know at my school they have the special ed kids come pick up the garbage and take them, that's their little job. Did any of your special ed kids ever had a job?
Yes, we have done the ISAT pencil sharpening project, and we would cook sometimes and prepare a special meal for other teachers. Right now, the last couple of years, it's really more curriculum based, and they want even the special ed students to be doing is mostly academics. So there are special programs on the internet for them, and so really we are really functioning as another little classroom.
So is it harder to function as a normal classroom than as before, where you just had projects?
For the older teachers, yes. The new teachers are they know exactly what to do on their computer. For the older teachers who are a little set in their ways, they prefer the projects.
So what are like the perks of teaching special eds? I know like sometimes it's hard to teach them, but there has to be some kind of like joy in teaching them.
Yes, it is hard. It is hard, and certain, if you have someone in a wheelchair, that's very physical work. If you have someone who's autistic, that's another whole area, and then you may have a Down syndrome student. However, when they learn something, you cannot imagine the joy in the room. When they have mastered even the smallest thing, they're joyful, their parents are joyful, and it's just happiness all around. Whereas, regular students maybe take a little bit for granted and might not work as hard as they need to.
With the so do you prefer teaching special ed kids or just normal?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I could be a special ed teacher, but I do enjoy going in there because of the all the aid, the help we get. It's just everyone knows what they're doing, and it's busy, 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 and before you know it, it's the end of the day.
Okay, that's all the time we have today. So thanks for coming on the show today. I'm Lexi DiNatale. See you next time on People in Perspective.